It's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. We're going to talk about Dezi Freeman. Let's put a little thing up in the corner. So this is the guy that has been on the run for really quite a long time now, hasn't he? Let's share the article that I'm going to read. Anyway, apparently, according to 7 News Australia, there were reports. Oh, I'm on the wrong. No, that's the wrong one. There were reports of a single gunshot in the area where he disappeared. Now, personally, I think Dezi is deceased. I think it's a similar situation that we had with Travis Decker, where he's roundabout. They just can't find his body because he's deceased. So apparently, according to this article, Victoria police are investigating a single gunshot heard in bushland after 2 officers were killed. So, yeah, 2 officers were killed and 2 officers were shot at. Apparently, the second officer that was shot at, one was in hospital, weren't they, for a while with serious injuries, but I think they're okay now. But the other one, just luckily for him, the gun jammed, it turns out. Anyway, experts have done specialised firearm testing in the hopes it will end the hunt for the accused killer. Police are investigating witness reports of a single gunshot fired near Dezi Freeman's property on the day he allegedly murdered 2 Victorian police officers. Investigators confirmed on Sunday they had conducted firearms tests in the area early this week as part of their ongoing investigation into the alleged shooting on August the 26th. So this man has been on the run since August the 26th. So we're now on the 9th of November. So if he is still alive, he's got to be getting help somewhere. Surely he could not survive all that time. Don't forget, there's been no sightings. There's been no forest cam, and this, of course, is in Poripunka in Australia. I mean, it is a vast sort of area. He's supposed to have bushman skills, like survivalist skills. He's armed. So, yeah. But it's a long time, isn't it? And they've searched and they found nothing. So it's not as if they found a campsite or found anything, whatsoever. He's disappeared without a trace, just like Travis Decker did. And that's why I think this is a same case scenario, because there's been nothing whatsoever found. So the testing took place in the vicinity of Barrett Lane and Rayner Track due to reports of a single gunshot in that area around 11:45 a.m. on the day Freeman allegedly killed 2 police officers. So the area has since been searched by police, but no trace of him was found. Victoria Police said that investigators are hopeful that the firearms testing may assist the police with the ongoing search. Firearms tests are used to see how sound might have travelled through the terrain in an attempt to locate where the reported gunshot came from. So that's interesting, isn't it? So someone says they heard a single gunshot. I presume they're going to take that person, or I don't know how they're going to, they make these tests and they try and judge exactly where the gunshot came from in the hope to pinpoint where possibly Dezi may be. He may have sadly you know, taken his own life. And if so, his body's there somewhere. But of course, it's, you know, it literally is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Though surely if they took the cadaver dogs out there, I don't know. Anyway. So Detective Leading Senior Constable Neil Thompson and Senior Constable Vadim de Hotarts were killed and a third police officer seriously injured when Freeman, also known as Desmond Philby, opened fire. The officers were serving a warrant on Freeman at his semi-rural property in Porepunkah, 300 kilometres northeast of Melbourne. Freeman, 56 years old, allegedly attempted to kill a fourth police officer, pointing his gun at the officer and pulling the trigger. However, the firearm did not go off. So, bloody hell, that man, I hope he bought a lottery ticket the next day. I mean, God, just have a gun pointed at you, someone who's already shot two of your fellow police officers and seriously injured another one, and then he points the gun at you, but the gun doesn't go off. I think they'll be calling him lucky from now on, won't they? So these are the two guys that died. Vadim, he was a young guy, as you can see, is originally from the Netherlands, I think. And the leading senior constable, Neil Thompson, he was older. He'd been in the police force a longer time, probably not that far from retirement. And unfortunately, both these men were killed. So look, you can see the surrounding area. Gosh, we seem to be looking at a lot of remote areas, don't we, lately? You know, all these remote areas. So difficult to search. You know, we've got the remote area where Jack and Lily Sullivan went missing, the remote area where Gus Lamont went missing. That's probably the remotest, isn't it? There was the Travis Decker scenario. These just must be a nightmare for the police to search. And once somebody is deceased, it's harder to search, isn't it? Because they're not giving off heat, and I think it's harder then to search for a body, and other things have to come into play. Like Travis was eventually found by using a forensic psychologist and asking their opinion on where they thought that Travis, you know, the direction he may have taken, etc. And that's what helped to find Travis. And although, you know, finding him, it could not save neither him or the three girls, his three children that he inexplicably murdered, but at least it gave some peace of mind to Whitney, the girl's mother, who must have been wondering when he was going to come for her, and also his family, knowing where he was. You know, it's a horrible ending, but at least it is an ending. At least it is, you know, something to come to terms with. And Travis Decker's remains, not all of them have been found, but enough to give him a funeral. And that'd be important to his family, because he still was, as much as he did a heinous act, you know, he was somebody's son at the end of the day, and he probably had other family. So, yeah, these searches are just a nightmare, aren't they? I mean, they can't give up on it. They're never going to give up on this search for Dezi, and they may have scaled it back and done those kind of things. They're never going to give up on, you know, this is a man who killed two policemen. You know, they're just never going to give up on trying to find him and try and hopefully bring him back to face justice. But personally, I don't think he is alive. I think he probably is in that vicinity somewhere. So Freeman has been on the run from police ever since the shootout, and despite extensive searches and hundreds of resources, no trace of him has been found. And the reason why I don't think he's alive and being helped by anyone is there's a massive reward out there, isn't there, for his for any information leading to catching him. And I think if that massive reward that was put up is not Isn't it $1 million or so? I mean, it's some ridiculous amount. What is the, let's have a look what the reward is. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it's huge. I'm sure if anybody had any information, you know, unless they were just terrified, yeah, a reward of up to $1 million. Australian dollars. I mean, huge. You know, surely if anybody knew anything, they would have come forward by now for $1 million. I don't know. So I do think he's probably deceased, but who knows? Police are keen to speak to anyone who may have heard this gunshot, including any... Now, this is the first time the police have mentioned this gunshot. Including any members of the public who may have been in the area at the time and believe they could be the person responsible. So they want to eliminate possibilities. I mean, there could have been someone out there shooting, you know, hunting and shooting animals or whatever. So the police are now making this open plea because, yeah, if someone comes forward and says, oh, yeah, I was in the woods that day and, I don't know, I shot a deer or whatever wildlife are in those woods. That's important for the police to know, isn't it? The search for Desmond Freeman by Task Force Summit remains ongoing. $1 million reward has been offered for information, and the reward is the largest ever offered for an arrest in Victoria. And anyone who sees Dezi Freeman should phone 000 and not approach him. Yeah, because if he is out there, he is armed and dangerous. So, yeah, don't approach him. If you think you spot him anywhere, I don't think he'll be spotted. I think he'll be found. I think this really is a Travis Decker scenario. I mean, it took months, didn't it, for them to find Travis. They had to keep going back and searching again. I don't think they should extend the search for Dezi. I think they should just concentrate on that local area. I can't see that he'll have gone any further than that. Now, especially now, not been seen anywhere. He's not been seen on CCTV. No, on nothing. There's nothing. There's no trace of him. So to me, I think he is there, but he is deceased, sadly, because, you know, it is sad. Dezi, it seems like he was a really nice guy years ago, but, you know, his paranoia and his mental health and all this sovereign citizenship just took over him. And I don't know, maybe the police were out to get him a little bit, but, you know, I don't know, if you go around saying bad things about the police, I suppose in the end, maybe they are going to come for you. I don't know what this search warrant that they were trying to execute and, of course, trying to arrest him, supposedly is SEX thing that people say it was a historic SEX crime against an ex-girlfriend, but she was under the age of 16, I think, so I don't know the full details of it, and maybe it was like a trumped up thing to just sort of try and harass him, but he still shouldn't have shot the police. I mean, you shouldn't have shot. You don't shoot people, do you? You shouldn't have done it. But anyway, he did it. And wherever Dezi is in this world, I hope he's, I don't know. I hope he is okay. I hope he gets brought back for justice in a different way, But if he did take his own life, of course, he will be facing his own justice in the next